II. Second, we considered whether the president took actions that would have the natural tendency to prevent Cohen from providing truthful information to criminal investigators or to Congress. Before Cohen began to cooperate with the government, the president publicly and privately urged Cohen to stay on message and not to flip. Cohen recalled that the president's personal counsel telling him that he would be protected as long as he did not go rogue. In the days and weeks that followed the April 2018 searches of Cohen's home and the office, the president told reporters that Cohen was a good man and said he was a fine person with a wonderful family, who I have always liked and respected. Privately, the president told Cohen to hang in there and stay strong. People who were close to both Cohen and the president passed messages to Cohen that the president loves you, the boss loves you, and everyone knows that the boss has your back. Through the president's personal counsel, the president had previously told Cohen, "Thanks for what you do," after Cohen provided information to the media about payments to women that according to Cohen, both Cohen and the president knew was false. At that time, the president. Oh, sorry. Let's see. I got lost here. Hold on a second. At that time, the Trump organization continued to pay Cohen's legal fees, which was important to Cohen. Cohen recalled discussing the possibility of a pardon with the president's personal counsel, who told him to stay on message and everything would be fine. The president indicated in his public statements that a pardon had not been ruled out, and also stated publicly that most people will flip if the government lets them stay out of trouble. But that didn't see Michael doing that. After it was reported that Cohen intended to cooperate with the government, however, the president accused Cohen of making up stories in order to get himself out of an unrelated jam. Taxicabs, maybe? Called Cohen a rat on multiple occasions, publicly suggested that Cohen's family members had committed crimes. The evidence concerning this sequence of events could support an inference that the president used inducements in form of positive messages in an effort to get Cohen not to cooperate, and then turned the attacks and intimidation to deter the provision of information or undermine Cohen's credibility once Cohen began cooperating. B. Nexus to an official proceeding. The president's relevant conduct towards Cohen occurred when the president knew the special counsel's office, Congress, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York were investigating Cohen's conduct. The president acknowledged through his public statements and tweets that Cohen potentially could cooperate with the government investigations. C. Intent. In analyzing the president's intent in his actions toward Cohen as potential witness, there is evidence that could support the influence that the president intended to discourage Cohen from cooperating with the government because Cohen's information would shed adverse light on the president's campaign period conduct and statements. I. Cohen's false congressional testimony about the Trump Tower Moscow project was designed to minimize connections between the president and Russia and to help limit the congressional and the DOJ Russia investigations, a goal that was in the president's interest as reflected by the president's own statements. During and after the campaign, the president made repeated statements that he had no business in Russia and said that there were no deals that could happen in Russia because they've stayed away. As Cohen knew, and as he recalled communicating to the president during the campaign, Cohen's pursuit of the Trump Tower Moscow project cast doubt and the accuracy or completeness of these statements. In connection with the guilty plea, Cohen admitted that he had multiple conversations with candidate Trump to give him status updates about the Trump Tower Moscow project, that the conversations continued through at least June 2016, and that he discussed with the Trump possible travel to Russia to pursue the project. The conversations were not offhand, according to Cohen, because the project had a potential to be lucrative. In addition, text messages to and from Cohen and other records further established that Cohen's efforts to advance the project did not end in January 2016, and that in May and June 2016, Cohen was considering the timing for possible trips to Russia by him and Trump in connection with the project. The evidence could support an inference that the president was aware of these facts and at the time of Cohen's false statements to Congress. Cohen discussed the project with the president in early 2017 following media inquiries. Cohen recalled that on September 20th, 2017, the day after he released to the public his opening remarks to Congress, which said the project was terminated in January of 2016. The president's personal counsel told him the president was pleased with what Cohen had said about Trump Tower Moscow. And after Cohen's guilty plea, the president told reporters that ultimately he decided not to do the project, which supports the inference that he remained aware of his own involvement in the project and during the campaign in which the project was being pursued.